Well, I've worked at Great Bay for 24 years.
I have 12 years of service at Great Bay Distributors.
I've currently been in service at Great Bay for 19 years.
36 years.
1 year.
13 years.
I just completed my 7th year.
Gosh.
For almost 2 years.
34 years.
31 years and 7 months. For 8 years.
Completed my 6th year and beginning on my 7th.
18 years.
I've worked at Great Bay a little bit over 26 years.
I've had about 35 years at Great Bay.
10 years.
14 years. Of course, they hired me when I was 4.
When Claude first mentioned the fact that we were going to have a distributorship in Florida, I wasn't very happy about it. The history of Great Bay is my husband, Claude, started working for Anheuser-Busch right after college, and then with a little interruption during the war years, and then went back to Anheuser-Busch.
The executive assistant to August A. Busch Jr., who at that time was the chief executive officer of the breweries. And he traveled with him wherever he went. He worked in the same office with him every day. And it used to be a kind of a family joke that Dad always had a suitcase packed because he'd get a phone call that we were leaving in 15 minutes to go to Kansas. And he was gone.
Mr. Busch said to him, he was getting up in years, he said, "I'd like to do something for you before I leave." And he said, "Would you like a distributorship?" Of course, foolish question, would he like it, you know? So, of course, that's how it came about.
One evening, we were all sitting around the dinner table, and our father announced that he was going to be a beer distributor in St. Petersburg, Florida. And that was quite a shock for everybody because we were Midwesterners, we were St. Louisans, we were not Floridians, and we had really no conception of what in the world we were going to do in Florida.
My first thought was, boy, I don't want to go. I really don't want to go.
I knew that whatever he decided, we'd do.
And we talked a little more about it. We came up with the company name. We came up with the idea that we would all eventually be in Florida.
I saw my father working so hard to make the business a success, to put into practice all the things he knew about business and knew from his Anheuser-Busch experience.
When Claude started here, actually, the business was in a Quonset hut.
The original facilities and the mud floors and the Quonset hut and the dilapidated look of a place that I was going to spend the rest of my life.
And it wasn't very attractive. Of course, then Claude bought the property and built this company.
Fortunately, by the time I came down here in 1970, we were in a brand new warehouse and a new facility. We looked real good.
When we first started off, we didn't have a sales manager, of course, because it's there day one, opened the doors, and I was acting as direct sales manager. We had to set up an accounting system, and I was the accountant at that time. We had a fleet of trucks, and I was responsible for seeing that those got on the road each morning, so I was kind of warehouse supervisor. That's how it all evolved from there.
And I think his expectations in early days was very small. I don't think he had a great expectation because I don't think he had any idea where this business was going to go.
It was exciting to see something build, and when you began to see trucks on the road that said Great Bay Distributors and know those were our trucks, that was pretty exciting. And every year there were more trucks, there was a new building, there were better offices, nicer desks with no broken glass. So to see that was very exciting, and to know that my father worked very hard to make it that way.
Our early beginning before the company ever opened its door came up with the philosophies of how it would operate, and we've never really varied from that.
One of the first times that we had a company party and all the employees were there. Must have been one of the first times that we decided, well, maybe this was going to work, because we had very good employees, and when we all got together, it seemed like there was a spirit in the company.
The thing that makes Great Bay different than other distributors, aside from the fact that we handle a very, very good product, are the people who make up Great Bay Distributors.
I worked for a supermarket chain and had exposure to all the beer guys as I was the receiver at the back door at an Albertsons.
I chose Great Bay as where I wanted to start my career because growing up, I went to college in Tallahassee, Florida State, and I met a lot of people that worked up there in Tri-Eagle sales, and I really loved the atmosphere that they had.
I was fresh out of 4 years in the service. I was in the United States Navy, and I was out of the Navy for 2 weeks, and I came to apply for a Great Bay warehouse position.
12 years ago, I used to see a lot of guys out in the trade, and I said, hey, they look like they have an interesting job. They're out, just out and about, meeting and greeting people and having a good time working. And I said, stress-free. I said, that seems like a job for me.
When I took this job, I want to get to the next level. For me to get to the next level, I got to be able to do things different from other people.
My first impression was Anheuser-Busch. After that, walking around the facility, everybody was always giving 100% everywhere I looked. Front office, interviews, when I walked the warehouse, and that's what I wanted.
Started off working in the garage as a mechanic, and just recently came over here to the sales department and started in key accounts.
The best part of my job, I love the freedom that the Great Bay Distributors gives me to handle my accounts.
I'm working for an employer that is a very down-to-earth family organization.
The folks that have worked here have really enjoyed it, and they never seem to leave.
One of the things that we always say around here, this is one of the companies that we're happy that has personal responsibility for each person that works here.
In order to help people pursue their careers and to move up in this organization, we have a very extensive training program.
We try to provide a training program to meet the needs of the employee at that time.
Everyone in the company has a training matrix that they are required to accomplish over the course of a year.
The company takes care of them with a myriad of different benefits that go from sick days to vacation days to medical insurance, dental insurance, vision insurance, short-term disability, long-term disability, a 401k, a profit-sharing trust.
The beer business is hard. This is a physically demanding, mentally challenging business.
As an employee, I feel the company expects of me to meet my goals, make sure Great Bay Distributors and Anheuser-Busch is represented as the top dog in the area, dominate my accounts, and just be number one.
They don't want anybody to come in here that's not going to give all. If you're just going to go through the motions, then you're not going to make it very far with this company. I expect Great Bay to challenge me, challenge my skill set, make sure that, the things that I've learned or the things that I've proven I can do to constantly challenge and reward me for the things that I do here.
We hope and we think and we see that our employees are out selling Great Bay Distributors, not only the product, but that they see that they're good people and they make friends when they're in the business. And so when the people see you and they know that you're from Great Bay, you're automatically a friend of them.
A lot of places, you're a number. You punch your clock in the morning and you're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. Here, you're actually a member of the Great Bay family.
Once you start seeing what happens at Great Bay, there's a sense of responsibility, a sense of I can help build the future. I can take this company to the next level.
We want everybody to understand we're good corporate citizens and we're good citizens in our community.
As a company, one of the things that we strive to get our people involved in is community service.
Our commitment to the community started with day one when, again, in that pre-meeting with Mr. Focardi, we decided how we would handle charitable institutions and local community affairs.
Great Bay and Anheuser-Busch have
a variety of programs that are available for their wholesalers to use. And it's up to the wholesaler's decision whether or not they want to use the programs. But the programs are all focusing in on either one of two issues, either underage prevention or drunk driving, and prevention of drunk driving.
We don't want anyone underage drinking our product, and anyone who is of a legal age to drink our product. We want them to drink responsibly. We don't want them to drink too much. We don't want them to get in a car and drive if they have had too much to drink. And so we try to keep reminding people we sell a legal product in a legal manner, and we want everybody to understand we're good corporate citizens and we're good citizens in our community.
We want our product to be used properly, and we want everyone in the community to realize that we are doing everything we can to help ensure that our product is used properly.
It's just incumbent upon us, we think, as a good citizen, a good corporate citizen, to take care of the community in which we live.
We do programs to teach servers how to recognize someone who's had too much to drink. We've been active in a program where if someone has had too much to drink, we help pay for a cab ride home. During the holiday seasons, we have a tow and go program where not only we get the person home, but we get their car home, because sometimes that's a major sticking point for people.
We center 3 major campaigns throughout the year. Great Bay is committed to supporting those 3 focus periods in the community through We ID, Family Talk, and Designated Driver programs.
Great Bay is involved in a tremendous number of community programs. We could talk about this from the Family Foundation that is very generous with donations to the community.
The company itself has an organized committee that's called the Donations Committee that reviews every request that comes into the company. We go over it request by request, and each year we give out more than $10,000 worth of support to these companies and charitable organizations.
We also are involved in a lot of charity projects. We sponsor a lot of golf tournaments for every charity you can think of. We're active in, our corporate managers are active in the community. They're leaders for various charities. They're officers on charities, trustees and board members for our museums, our children's hospitals, our Rotary clubs. So we do a lot in our community and a lot of things to get the message out there.
When you get right down to it, this is a pretty simple business. All we're trying to do is sell a couple of cases of beer.
I am the Bud Girl.
All right, let's go out and get another 5 accounts. We lost 1. Let's go get 4 more. Let's go get 5 more, and let's put it to them.
Whether you're here on the management level or down here on the sales level, you're treated equally.
We want people to be responsible for their actions. We want them to do the right thing.
If you go to work and have fun, you're going to like your job.
I like selling beer.
We want them to think about our customers. We want to make our employees, who are our greatest asset, know that they belong in this family.
If we didn't treat everyone like a family member and that they belonged here, then we wouldn't be where we are today.
I think the legacy has come to fruition, and I think that it will continue.
I think Claude would be happy with things the way they are today.
You're in business. You got to keep this company going, and going as well as it has right up until today. Because what you do out there, what the men and women do in the office, what the warehouseman does, what the garage men do, will all help to improve the viability of this company. You're all a vital part of this business. If we didn't have you, we wouldn't have anything. And I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. And it's not a railroad train coming at me. It's more greater success for everybody in the room. You've got a very successful company. You keep this company the kind of company it has been, so that you're proud to work here. Good luck, fellas.